gap piece for it. It's like a long one. But what's funny is when I come from I used to had this like I slowed it down for a bit. So I got this number when I found it and it just worked out. It looks weird now that you style. Like in that moment. I'm so sorry. Silent.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. I know for some of us it was an early morning, so thanks for being here. Before I make some introductions, I just want to let everyone know the format. So we'll do a formal press conference for 15-20 minutes or whatever the desire for questions dies down. And then we will have some stools out here for the ladies and do some little breakout sessions so you guys can get more of what you want. And we'll do that until about 11:45. I'd like to introduce these great athletes on the stage. Our newest U.S. champion, Bradie Tennell, the U.S. silver medalist, Mirai Nagasu, and the U.S. bronze medalist, Chen, and then of course at the end of the stage, the president of U.S. figure skating, Sam Oshier. And Sam, I'll let you start things off.
Thanks, Michael. Good morning, everyone. What do you think of that ladies' competition last night? I would say that this was a competition where any error was pretty costly to the athletes in terms of scoring. We had some amazing performances. Bradie, I don't think, has missed an element all season. Mirai, of course, with the triple axel. I think we'll work on getting that clean for the Olympics. How about that? But you saw that she can do it very well in practice, and hopefully we can get that clean. And of course, Karen, you may not know, but she was quite ill leading right up to the competition, but still came through with some huge jumps, great speed, and a winning performance. So we're very happy with the team. The selection process was pretty straightforward for the committee to make this selection. And at this point, I'd like to wrap it up.
Great.
Go to questions.
We will, let's open it up to questions. Just a reminder, Troy over here is passing a mic. If you could say who you are and who you're with, that would be outstanding. I'll start with Christine.
Christine Bradie, USA Today from Mirai. 4 years ago, a lot of us remember exactly what you were doing, what we were doing, what everyone was talking about. Could you just take us through your thought process and how different this is this time around? Thanks.
Wow. It's talking about 2014 U.S. Championships still makes me really emotional, and I was asked a question about how I mustered the power and the courage to perform in the gala, and when I did that interview with NBC, I started tearing up and talking about 2014, the actual competition, is something that I've been able to create an armor towards, I would say, and it has made me stronger and it has made me hungrier. But talking about the gala was really emotional for me because I felt really vulnerable, and that was a really heartwarming performance from me, and I think it was a really defining moment for me to feel that audience with me, skating with me, and to have been crying for so long and to still skate in the gala brings back a lot of emotions. And I think being able to perform that night made me realize that I wanted to keep going, and for a while Adam and I skated together, and we really helped each other through that hardship. And I think, I mean, look, if you look at the two of us now, this whole week we have been super confident, and for me, I am so proud that I am here again on the Olympic team, and I think this journey where I am today means so much to me, and it's something that I'm really enjoying. I'm here at this press conference, really enjoying my time with you guys, and I think in Vancouver, it happened so fast, and now I really feel like in 2014 I missed that chance, and now it just means everything to me.
Let's go to Brandon.
Any Team USA that work, could each of the three women there speak about where you were and what time it was when you received the text saying you made the Olympic team? What went through your mind?
Let's start with Brandon.
I was actually at the Fairmont Hotel, talking with some people, and my mom called me over and she told me that I had made the team, and I teared up a little bit, but I was surrounded by people, so I didn't want to go all out, but I was extremely happy.
Mirai.
I was at the hotel and enjoying a slice of well-deserved pizza, and it said, "This is private," but I was like, there's just something about the first person you tell, and I wanted it to be my mom, because just that it's a dream that it takes everybody on your team, and says don't tell anybody, but mom doesn't ever count.
Karen.
As for me, the anticipation really killed me, and I was for sure a little bit worried about what the decision was. But again, I just stayed so focused on, the positives, and I knew that I had no regrets and everything. And when I received the text around 11:30, I screamed, I jumped up, and I was exhausted too, but I had just enough energy to scream. And my mom looked at me and she was like, "Is this it?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." And I was just in complete shock, but I was at the same time so ready for bed, and I slept for a solid 2 hours, and I was really happy with myself.
All right. Question. All right, yeah, JR.
J.R. Walker, International Figure Skating Magazine. Mirai, I know that you don't like talking about the 8-year difference between your first experience and now, but you saw the Olympic Games through a 16-year-old's eyes, and now you're getting ready to see it through a 24-year-old's eyes. What do you think that you hope to experience there this time and remember that you weren't able to appreciate as a 16-year-old?
I think as a 16-year-old, I was kind of a follower in the pack of Team USA, and this time I feel like I want to be the leader. I want to lead the team and be a really strong figure for Team USA in figure skating.
Questions for the athletes, right here. Troy's getting his steps in this morning.
Liz Loza, Yahoo Sports. This one's for Bradie. Bradie, I asked you last night what it felt like to play spoiler, and you said you couldn't give me an answer because it hadn't sunk in yet. Has it sunk in?
It's starting to, yeah. It's incredible. It's very hard for me to describe, but I'm so extremely proud of myself and how far I've come.
Questions? Let's go to Phil.
Well, the situation is not exactly analogous because you were third and Ashley was fourth last year, but having gone through what you went through, can you sympathize with what she's going through right now, and can you imagine how hard it is for her?
Absolutely. It's hard for me. I'm ecstatic for myself because this was my goal and my dream, but at the same time, a part of me really feels for her because she is an amazing skater and one of our strongest competitors, and for her to be left off the team, I really feel for her, but at the same time, this is about my journey, and I cannot say anything, but
that I wish the best of luck for her. I know she'll come back stronger than ever, and she will take this and become a stronger performer as I have.
So we go to Elliot.
Hi, Elliot, I'm with San Jose Mercury News. This is for Sam. We want to get the details of the process. I'm just doing the math. If it's 11:30, so we had done it within about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You said it was smooth, maybe as easy as 1, 2, 3 this time, but just take us through the deliberations and if there was any debate back and forth, please.
Sure, and just to be clear, I am on the committee as the International Skating Union representative. The process is, so the criteria states clearly we're to select the athletes with the best chance of winning medals. That's the overriding criteria. And we have multiple tiers and priorities. Tier 1 includes the U.S. Championships, this one, the Grand Prix final, which none of our ladies competed at this year, but will next year, right? And the last year's World Championships. Clearly, Bradie and Mirai, with their scores and their performance, were easy 1 and 2. The discussion between Karen and Ashley was pretty academic. Karen was 4th at Worlds last year, Ashley 7th, and then 3rd versus 4th at this U.S. Championships. So it was a very straightforward, clear criteria for selecting Karen as the 3rd member of the team, and Ashley as the 1st. And I just reiterate, Ashley has been a great competitor. She's been on the platform for like 8 years running. There have been Olympics where the first alternate is needed to step in, so we hope she stays sharp and continues to compete and get ready in case something happens. But that was a pretty straightforward process, and we followed the criteria, and the criteria dictated, Karen was the 3rd member. As Mirai well knows, that criteria worked against her last time, worked against Ashley this time.
Sam, Phil Hirsch, how many people were in the room, and were there votes taken on each person, or was it just a discussion and there was a sense of unanimity?
Yeah, there was, the committee's 13 people, and then we have Scott from the USOC. We had a USOC representative, and then we had our high performance members, Mitch Moyer and Justin Dillon, monitoring the situation, although they weren't really part of the discussion. But we went through their criteria. The vote was, if there were no objections, that these 3 would be the team members, and it was as simple as that. It was unanimous, very little debate.
We'll go to Bonnie.
Bonnie Ford from ESPN for Mirai. Have you decided what you're skating in the gala, and have you thought about what that's going to be like?
I'm soaking in every moment that I'm here now, and just enjoying it, and I will be skating to Body Language by Queen, choreographed by Christopher Dean himself.
Let's go back to Phil.
Have you had anybody had a chance to talk to Ashley, and any reaction to her strong reaction about the scores?
I haven't had a chance to talk to her. I think it's clearly very upsetting. It's something that she really wanted and fell short on. I understand her disappointment and reaction. As an ISU judge, frankly, I agreed with the judging, and I think when she reviews what she did, the mistake in the short program was very costly, missing a level, and the free skate on a spin at the end. Those points made the difference. We'd be having a different conversation if she had done a clean combination in the short and hit level 4 spin. But I hope to talk to her at some point, provide some type of consolation. A little tired here, but you know, she's a great athlete, and hopefully she'll stay in the sport.
Any more questions? Okay, go to Christine.
Back to you, Mirai. The triple axel has been very interesting at the Olympics. And you have to go back to, before you were born. No, maybe you were born. 92, Albertville. There was a lot of conversation, those of us who were there, about Midori Ito decided not to do her triple axel in the short program. Different system, of course, 6-0. Tanya Harding came in and did it, and didn't do it. Midori then messed up the Lutz. Anyway, bottom line, it's like there's this mental craziness of a month and a half to figure out, is it worth it, is it not? Now it's a point system now versus a 6-0. But I'm sure you haven't given any thought to this yet, but hearing that kind of conversation, you're probably going to be asked about the triple axel, a million times between now and the time you compete in the, well, team or short. I'm just curious what your reaction is to hearing about all the different strategies that went on back a million years ago. Thanks.
For me, it's worth the risk because I can hit it and it's pretty confident. I mean, consistent in practice. I did let the nerves get to me a little bit and overshot it, so the step outs. But they were both clean, and I'm really proud of that. And if you look at the points, base value 8 points, and then with the minuses, I still got 6, which is more than the double axel. So for me, it's worth the risk and worth going down in history for.
All right, everyone, we're going to conclude this part of the media availability. If those of you in the first and second rows can kind of clear out, because I'm going to move this first row of chairs back and then put some stools up front, and then we'll have our athletes available for 20 or so minutes.